the 2016 Dodge Viper ACR. This is the most extreme version of the Viper you can buy today. And yes, it literally does look like a track-ready race car.
Looks like it's ready to bite you on the ass.
It does. I mean, it's just intimidating to look at. I mean, I stood next to this at the Detroit Auto Show last year, and it's just shocking that this thing is street legal. It's just because look at all those extra, aerodynamics for increased downforce. It's just an incredible car. Oh, and we also want to thank Normandy Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram for letting Carbos come on down and film this awesome Viper ACR for you today. This Viper, it represents literally the end of an era.
Yeah, it's the last one we're ever going to see, probably.
Well, right. Viper. Just as a refresh.
Look at the state of that wing. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a monster.
Like I said, everything is just massive and awesome about this car. But as I was saying, in case anybody who doesn't know, this is part of the third generation of Viper, and it is going to be discontinued in the next few weeks, actually.
Don't cry, Jay. Don't cry.
I know, it's tough. The Conner Avenue Assembly Plant in Michigan, it only builds Dodge Vipers. It's being shut down.
So what about all the people that work there?
They'll either be fired, or they'll probably be reincorporated or reassigned to somewhere.
Hopefully reassigned.
Let's hope so.
Now, look, that's the signature part of this car, isn't it? That manual.
Yeah, you can only get a Viper. You can always, this is the case with a 6-speed manual and a V10 engine.
Only.
They never offered an automatic.
Good boys.
In the street legal versions ever, and that's the way it should be. But let's start up this engine for you. It's a V10. You got to hear it. Damn, even the engine looks like it just wants to punch you in the face.
Yeah, it does. It's huge.
Did you see that X-bar going across it?
8 liter, what is it?
8.4 liter. You saw that X-bar?
Yeah.
That's a carbon fiber bar. The standard one's aluminum.
Right.
And that carbon fiber one cuts off 2.5 pounds.
Is that standard, or you got?
Yeah, you got to pay extra for that.
I'd probably pay for that.
I would, totally. We'll get to pricing in a few minutes, but everything about this car you want...
You'd want to spec it out as much as possible, because this is a very rare beast.
Yeah, this is not for anybody say you just suddenly have the money for it, you just go and buy this. And just because you know how to drive a manual doesn't mean you can drive this Viper ACR.
Okay, so what do you need? Extra skills?
You need to know what you're doing, otherwise you're gonna probably die.
You're gonna wrap around a tree.
Oh, at the very least.
Anyway, let's not go down that road.
You're right, that's too depressing.
Yeah, but look at the size of that wing. That's got to create some amazing downforce.
Right, and that's the whole point, to add downforce to this car, just so that it just hangs onto the pavement, especially around the curves, as good as it can.
But you're going to want to take this to the track as often as possible. This is a proper track car, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Just to give you an example, back in 2011, a 2010 Dodge Viper ACR, the previous generation to this one, okay?
Sure.
It completed the 6th fastest production street legal car lap ever on the Nürburgring.
Wow. And it's been this latest generation, I remember, it's been breaking a lot of records around the world.
Yeah, it broke a total of like 13 production car lap records. It's literally getting into, no joke, Porsche 918 Spyder and McLaren P1 territory.
That's impressive.
It set a Laguna Seca lap record time, is I believe the current lap holder there. Willow Springs, Pittsburgh International Race Complex, Virginia International Raceway.
So this is no longer like just a straight line animal. This can get around a track, this can handle, this can corner,
Absolutely.
This can do everything now.
Right, this is above the already insane standard Dodge
So they've
Viper.
basically made the car amazing, and then they're going to stop making it.
Yes.
Which is a bit of a shame.
Yes. And it is, because people were asking at Detroit, how come... And they didn't announce it at the time, but the announcement came shortly thereafter, Detroit last January, and everyone sort of knew the Viper's time was limited. My theory is that, Dodge had a hard time finding buyers for such a niche car, and then the Challenger Hellcat came out. And that has even more horsepower with a different engine.
And that stole some sales? That cannibalized customers?
It kind of became the new Halo car for Dodge.
Right, okay.
And they didn't really think it would become like that, and
That's
it just overshadowed the Viper.
Anyway, so what we're looking at, it's going to pop the trunk, I'm guessing, in a minute.
No, that's not the trunk. That's the clamshell hood.
Yeah, so... Sorry, the hood, obviously, yeah.
And that's another distinctive Viper feature, the clamshell hood.
That is awesome.
It is.
So what performance does this thing got?
8.4 liter V10, 645 horsepower, and 600 pound-feet of torque.
That's a lot of twisting power.
Again, paired exclusively to a 6-speed manual.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.2 seconds.
That's like Ferrari territory.
Absolutely. 0 to 100 miles per hour, 7.7 seconds. And top speed is around 177 miles per hour.
That's probably a bit low because of the downforce.
Right. Again, it's not as fast as the Viper TA, for an example. That's just another trim you can get, but it's not...
Yeah, but it hasn't got a monster wing on the back.
Right, exactly. This one is not all about top speed. This is just about nailing those the best tracks in the world.
Yeah, get around the track as fast as possible,
Yes. And the interior, I mean, have you ever been in a Viper before?
I think, but not this one.
Okay, it's cramped.
It's very tight,
It's very cramped
very
in
tight.
a good way, and...
There's not a lot of space in there, you can see.
And what Dodge did a really nice job with this generation of Viper is really upgrading that interior for much, much better interior material.
It does look very smart, yeah.
Yeah, it is. And look, it's not...
Big, thick steering wheel there.
Oh, you need it.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's...
You're going to hold on to that for dear life, basically, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, you need to grip it. Otherwise, you will be wrapped around that tree. Actually, what's cool is about it's that steering wheel has Alcantara wrapped material all around it. You have steering wheel controls, adjustable pedals. It even has air conditioning.
Really? You probably want that out.
You could get that out.
What about this colour? Anything special about the colour?
The exterior color?
Yeah.
Yes, there is. It is gunmetal pearl exterior paint. It looks awesome, but it costs you an extra $1,000.
Okay, I'd pay that.
I would, I totally would.
It does look nice in the video, actually.
Yeah. No, I just love this interior. I mean, look, you got to take it for what it is in this car. Remember, this is not a daily driver.
No, it's been stripped out as much as possible, but then a few, luxury extras have been put back in.
Right. Well, you still have, you have to have basic standard safety features such as airbags, electronic launch control.
So he's not the biggest guy in the world, and he's struggling to get in there.
Yeah.
He looks comfortable enough, though.
What's nice, though, is that I would call the Viper is very form-fitting.
Right.
You get in, and it's
you can make
100% driver-focused.
Yeah, you can make it comfortable for yourself. Yeah,
and it is it's not an entirely stripped-down interior. I mean, look at right there. You have that 8.4-inch touchscreen. That's Chrysler's Uconnect system.
So that's the one you find in the Maserati as well?
A
Dodge,
version of it, right.
Challenger.
Throughout Fiat Chrysler, Uconnect is being used, and I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it, it is one of the best infotainment systems out there.
Do you see the manual there? It's like shifted to the left. It's not in the middle of the...
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Whatever the dealership did,
it's just so you can get as close to your hand as possible. You can just reach out and grab it.
I see what you're saying,
They've moved it as close as they can to the steering wheel.
Yeah, but everything about this car, inside and out, is just extreme.
Yeah, you can see. So
in fact, with this touchscreen here, I was a little surprised to even see it in the car.
It's an extra though, isn't it? Or does it come standard? Can you get it without that?
I'm sure you probably could get it without it. It comes standard as part of it. Now, for the real serious drivers, you're going to want to strip these things down as much as possible to shave as much weight.
Yeah.
But then again, I do like the balance Dodge has found here, but by making it just a track animal, and then you can just drive it on street legal roads to the track.
Yeah, there's good stuff about when you're on the track, it can measure your lap times.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's pretty good for that.
Yep, and here you even have GPS navigation too. So
you probably want that. I'm guessing most people ask them for that, so they just put it in as standard.
Right, and what's cool is that Dodge listens to its Viper owners because it's sort of an exclusive group of people.
There's a couple out there in Texas with like 50.
Yeah, that one couple that has I think it's over 70 Vipers at this point.
Every single Viper.
Yeah,
every color, every trim level.
Right, I'm sure they got an ACR too, but they're just huge Viper fans. In fact, Carroll Shelby, was involved in the development of the first generation Viper.
Oh, right.
This has, having the V10, which is actually what was interesting about that V10, it was originally designed to be a truck engine.
Hey, that's the same as Lamborghini, isn't it? They did that with their V10. It was for a tractor, wasn't it? Their engine?
Perhaps. That was years ago, though. But this Viper's V10 was initially designed for a truck. And, of course, getting Carroll Shelby involved.
Which truck was that?
Oh, I'm not so sure.
But
listen, all these automakers, they also have truck businesses.
Right.
And that's what was available to Dodge at the time, back in the late 80s, early 90s. And Carroll Shelby's like, well, let's go with this V10 and modify it.
You've got one, let's use it.
Correct. They were originally thinking of V8. And they just stuck, to their credit, with that V10. They've changed it over the years, updated it as well.
It gives it some character.
And combined with that 6-speed manual, the clamshell hood, those are the signature Viper traits.
Right.
And fuel economy, it's pretty crappy.
Yeah.
It's 12 miles per gallon in the city, 21 on the highway, and a combined 15.
Yeah, you shouldn't have brought that up, really.
No, there's actually a gas guzzler tax of $2,100.
Yeah,
but the estimated annual fuel costs, guess.
Look at those short shifts. Hang on, just 1 second. They're so short.
Yeah.
It's punchy little shifts on that thing.
That's why it's.
Saying, were you saying that the fuel cost?
And the estimated annual fuel cost is
a shitload.
$3,300 per year.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's more than the gas guzzler tax right there.
Right.
And this car weighs around 3,400 pounds.
I love the Viper emblem on the steering
wheel.
Oh
yeah,
that's awesome.
It's supposed to have like a Dodge emblem or something like that. Yeah, but they actually
special.
updated that Viper emblem for every generation of Viper.
Oh,
it's not remained the same over the years.
Oh yeah, they have like an internal competition, don't they? Design contest, and different designers put forward their
exactly.
design.
And what's cool is that I like the fact that Dodge has created a Viper culture.
Yeah, they have.
Over the years, and they stuck by it.
So hang on, is there any chance they could change their mind, like in the next few years, and go, you know what? We said we weren't going to build it again. We've changed our mind. Or do you think that is it?
This is probably going to be it because, look, they're growing. There's increasing fuel economy regulations.
It's just too hard to build.
Right, they can't justify the price. Yeah. They're already probably losing money on them. And remember, they have one separate facility building them, and they just can't keep justifying the price tag to keep that open.
Look at all those splitters and cuts into the wind. Look at it.
Oh, it's like this whole aerodynamic kit. I mean,
it's an extreme package, you said, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to have that massive wing on the back.
Oh, you want it. And the ACR, yeah, it's part of it. This is what the ACR is.
So the extreme aero package, is that adding that? That's not the wing then. That's other stuff, is it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And that red stripe, that's probably an extra.
Yep, that red stripe, for an example. It costs an extra $4,500.
Oh wow!
The black center band paint stripper, stripe, $5,000.
Wow! So the red one is
and that carbon fiber structural X brace on the engine, $2,800 more.
Okay,
but
that saves you £2.5.
There you go.
So you need
so
that.
for
That's worth
$2,800, you shave 200 pounds off.
Red stripe makes you go faster as well, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It must.
And notice how it's offset, so it's just over the driver.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is cool. That's a nice touch. So the driver gets a few more red trim. You can see on the steering wheel.
So what do you think this car's best competition is?
That's a tricky one. Some extreme Porsche. You said Porsche before.
911 GT3 RS. Close, probably the closest thing.
That's about as extreme as a Porsche gets, yeah.
The Mercedes AMG GTR.
They are, okay.
Yeah, that's the one that just came out.
That's a recent competitor.
But I don't even know if they're going to do it direct comparison.
What about Godzilla?
Nissan GTR, but it'll have to be the Nismo.
Right, the extreme
but that's
GTR.
all-wheel drive. This is rear-wheel drive. And then maybe, just maybe, the Chevrolet Corvette Z06.
Some American competition.
Right, but there's really... It's kind of hard to place the Viper ACR. It's sort of its own thing, and I love that.
Yeah, it's very unique. And let's see what happens to this. Oh wow! So you lift up the whole wing like that every time. And luggage space.
Yeah. You know what? No, that's not luggage. You know what you're gonna really put back there? Real owners, they're gonna put their helmets back there on their way to the track.
Right. Yeah. And their racing suit.
And their racing suit.
But that's okay. That's a decent amount of space.
It's good enough, but look, it's a 2-seater, no rear seat space because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, the more I see this car, the more I like it. It's an awesome car.
I'm telling you, this is one of those things you have to see in person. I do believe these are going to become highly collectible one day. Specifically the ACR.
Right.
Just because it's so unique.
You can just about see that black stripe. Look, it's slightly contrasted with the gunmetal grey.
You have to know it's there to really...
Get all those things on it. If you're looking at this car, get everything as much as you can afford. Get all the extras, because when it comes to selling it off and, trying to sell it for big bucks later...
If that's what you want to do, but you know what I recommend you do if you get this? Drive the shit out of it at the track.
Yeah.
Because this thing, it's not made to be at a standstill. It looks fast at a standstill. Yeah. Look at that rear...
Yeah. You want to drive as much as possible.
That massive rear wing is just... Oh... Even those wheels with the red brake calipers there, those are standard too. And they have standard carbon ceramic brakes.
And those wheels are standard or they're optionals?
Well, they're unique to the ACR.
Oh, okay.
They need to grip that road and that tarmac just as much as possible. And then when you stand next to this car, it's so low to the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks big in this video, I think. But in person, it's just a different experience that everyone needs to check out sometime. So we're out of time for today. Thanks for watching. Any questions, leave them in the comment section below.